Greetings, fellow archer Imagineers. Tiki here, and welcome to this week's fabulous recap episode of DuckTales 2017. Oh my god, Jesus. The show came out like almost 5 years ago. That's crazy. All right. So with us tonight, we have our usual crew. We have Monkey. We have Jacob Weil. How you gentlemen doing tonight?
Doing all right.
I'm just now wondering, like, when Sam Mendes is going to make DuckTales 1917.
God. All right, and then we have with us someone who's a mainstay of the comments, but I brought him on just because last week was honestly so chaotic with all of us just kind of trying to get our opinions in. I feel like we're really talking over each other. I'm not sure if bringing in another person is going to help or hurt that, but I feel like, maybe having an even number might help the organization. We're going to try it. Say hello to Claude Kiringa.
Hello.
Yeah. Claude, I don't know, man. There might be a delay on your end, so I'm kind of worried about that. We'll kind of we'll take it as it comes, man. I apologize if you feel like you're being talked over, because I feel like there is a small delay with you getting the audio, so I'm kind of just sort of working with that. All right. Okay, so season 3, episode 9. They put a Moonlander on the Earth. This was okay. I mean, I'm not really too thrilled with this one, if I'm being honest with you. It's
you're not over the moon about it.
I'm not over the moon about it. No.
For once, I didn't make the pun.
I beat you at your own game.
You know what? This feels like a Steven Universe episode. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but this feels like kind of one of those towny episodes of Steven Universe where it's like, oh, all right, we're gonna spend some time with with a character who's not one of our main gems, but it's going to be a nice character development episode. There's going to be some charming moments in it. There's going to be some nice kind of misunderstanding, situational comedy in there. We're going to get to see a side of the character that we haven't seen before, and in the end, we'll all have come out on the other side, with a little bit more of a fully fleshed out view of said character. So I think that this episode is pretty much that in a nutshell with Penumbra.
Yeah, aside from my new desire to have Sarah Stiles voice a DuckTales character, thank you. Yeah, not a bad episode, but not my favorite, you could say. Not a favorite. I feel like the message they were attempting to make with this one could have been handled a bit better.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen. I mean, the show has kind of done like the whole fish out of water thing before. I mean, like I said, Webby yourself kind of pointed out that she was one herself, and I mean, this show and other shows have kind of done this kind of thing. But I mean, the show definitely had its moments. I mean, like the moment that I chose as my thumbnail, actually I had to pause the video because I was laughing so hard for some reason.
I didn't get that the first time.
There's two things in this episode that I think are great comedically. Number one, just anything with Glomgold. I mean, Glomgold is so great. It just boosting himself up, and
it's like his plan was probably just doomed to fail from the very beginning.
And also every time that they showed the Glomgold Ferris wheel, I was just thinking of Mickey's Fun Wheel, just because that thing is terrifying on its own. So
if that one was a canon, would it be trying to destroy like Knots or Universal or something?
Oh, it'd most definitely be trying to destroy Knots, Monkey.
Right, yeah, distance, yeah.
Distance, yeah,
now,
yeah.
What I would
honestly, facing if you're facing California Adventure with that fucking Ferris wheel, it's probably a straight, as close to a straight shot to Knots as you can probably get it, honestly.
Yeah.
It's literally just right down the highway.
There's that nearby at Adventure City, there's that mini Ferris wheel, the Giggle Wheel, and each car looks like a smiley face. Let's have a version of that, but with the Glomgold faces.
Oh, God.
What is it with Buena Parks and having ridiculously small Ferris wheels?
Yeah, Yeah.
Because Knott's Berry Farm also has a ridiculously small Ferris wheel. Anyways, the other thing that I loved about this episode, just Dewey being obsessed with getting into an evac.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just us, man. That is just us.
Just like his beginning monologue, it's like I let Billy Jenkins go ahead of me, and then
It should have been me.
me, like he got over the news, and it's like that should have been me on the news.
Yeah, you think he's gonna say that could have been me? You know, like, oh, that could have been me going through that horrible experience. No, then that should have been me. Simple words.
That just calls to mind every single time that any combination of the three of us have been at Disney and hoped for an evac, which is more than once.
The funny thing is, like my sister-in-law, like my sister, like my sister's husband's sister was actually talking about this time that she and her family got stuck on Small World for an hour and a half, and the music was playing the entire time.
Yeah, I've heard horror stories about that.
Yeah, something like that happened to my mother years and years ago.
Yes, I've heard horror stories specifically through your mother, Rob. Yes.
All right, so Claude, any particular moments that you found funny?
The feeding of the duck scene was funny. With Penumbra's reaction and being confused.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's like they said. That's the reason why I legitimately chose. That's legitimately the reason why I chose that as the thumbnail. I'll be like, I've seen things like that before, but just the look on her face, I just had to pause the episode and laugh. It's like it doesn't even make sense.
I did find Launchpad kind of having the dilemma of how to act around Penumbra to be kind of relatable, adorably relatable. It's like, okay, you have this coworker, you went out on a date, it was a bad date, you know that you don't want to date this person, but you don't want to necessarily ghost them either.
Yeah.
I freaking love it when he runs off and jumps in the water.
It's like, oh, I didn't know you were coming in here too. Or what about when he jumped out of the car to try to talk to her?
So, kind of speaking of Launchpad, so that, sort of theme that Penumbra gets towards the end, like around the climax and such, was that a cosmic version of the Darkwing theme?
I would have to re-listen to it, honestly. I wasn't really paying attention.
I didn't catch that, honestly. But, I mean, I agree with you. Tiki, I'll have to rewatch that.
Yeah, I didn't catch that either.
Yeah, I'm not entirely certain myself, but from what I remember of the theme, then
yeah, they're definitely building up the Darkwing Duck stuff, of course, with Launchpad. Launchpad, just that he's constantly mentioning it. We know we're going to get a new Darkwing Duck episode soon, so that's exciting.
Yep.
The Duck and the Moon Soldier coming to Disney Plus. Oh god. Okay, now I want a Glom Gold version of WandaVision.
Glom Vision.
I like that.
Like, every TV show is about me now.
Yeah. Let's see. So, what was that? Okay, so another Glom Gold. So when they show that thing of the Glom coaster, like it reminds me of this Hot Wheels thing I had years ago. It was like some seaside boardwalk roller coaster, and at the end towards the end there was a shark that would try to bite your car. So niche memories.
And that's in reality still probably be safer than the Glom wheel. Indeed. Even if they put an actual shark in there, it'd still be safer than Glom Gold's wheel.
I don't know,
Well,
guys. This whole episode to me, it's good, but I feel like in general with the past couple episodes that we've gotten, I'm still waiting for an episode that's really going to be like, okay, like put their foot down, like, all right, DuckTales is back, like DuckTales is must-watch TV again, and I have not got that from either of the 2 episodes that we've gotten since the
like
show
maybe
came back.
Yeah, like get more experimental again.
well, next week's the Halloween episode, so hopefully that brings it into that.
If you're going to say next week is going to be the
Hopefully.
Halloween episode,
Wait,
yeah,
Halloween
I'm
episode.
looking forward to that.
Wait, I don't wait. I think I was mistaken.
Is next week not the Halloween episode?
Let me check. Let me check the wiki.
It is the Halloween episode.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay,
thought.
cool. Hey, October starts tomorrow.
Yeah. Monkey,
As
are
of
you
this
finally
recording.
going to be able to like watch horror movies now?
Mm-hmm.
And
we got
like
some
the-
guest stars for the episode too.
Nice.
Yeah, what was it? Yeah, so I guess what I was getting at with the message of this one is that I felt this a bit more the first time than the second, but the vibe I was getting before was that this was more of a, like say some people are into parties, in like some people are partiers, some people aren't, and that's okay. I thought it was going to be that sort of situation. No, it's more of a how do you adjust with major changes in your life situation. And I don't know, I kind of felt like, Penumbra still had a choice of like going to the moon or not, even though like not everyone was like no one else would be going, but still like, so maybe it was, yeah, like I was saying, I thought it was
Felt
going to
like
be
it
more about a clash
felt a
of
bit
personality
hollow.
type,
Felt like a bit of a hollow resolution.
maybe, or that it. This could also have been like where my expectations were going initially.
Sure, I hear ya. Like I said, my main problem with this isn't like I just feel it's just the very nature of this episode in that like with a Penumbra getting used to Earth slice of life episode, it's almost impossible to make something like that exciting, if you know what I mean. Like to me, an episode like that is almost like it's almost destined to feel like filler. You know what I mean? Just by the very nature of the premise.
I mean, the entire episode could have been finally the date with Launchpad.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that would have been. I think that honestly would have made it a bit more interesting. And then
I honestly think the episode would have been more watchable if it was just the date with Launchpad.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
I mean, they still could have had the same resolution and everything, but they could have had like more moments of Launchpad and like give Launchpad more screen time.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm wondering now if like maybe if the context was that Penumbra was unable to get back to the moon, that would have helped with what they were trying to get across a bit more.
Perhaps. Right. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just there's just something about this episode where it's not great. It's but like I said, it does have the good gags with Glomgold. That's probably the highlight.
It's nice to have the hamburger idea come get used.
Sure. I mean, I got to tell you though, like overall, I want some more momentum on this show. I don't remember the last time. When was the last time, plot-wise, that we were really excited for this show?
Looking back at the list, Sounds of the Keyboard, which could be an episode title, even though it's not. Let's see. For me, maybe something like Astro Void.
Say that again.
Like maybe Astro Void.
Perhaps. I don't know.
I think the last like fantastic episode that I remember was Louise 11.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, Louise 11 with Daisy. Mm-hmm.
a Double
Oh
O Duck
yeah,
was,
no, you're right. That was the last really good episode. Yeah, the Daisy origin story for sure. For sure, I agree with that. Yeah.
Double O Duck was pretty early in the season.
Oh, Double O Duck was really good too. I remember really, really digging that one, really digging that vibe and the whole James Bond send up. The song was great. Okay.
It just seems like these are just like character flesh out episodes, which isn't necessarily bad. And like
it's not a bad thing, but if you have too many character flesh out episodes in a row, it starts to feel like the momentum.
Technically, the last week's episode did have like Lena gaining new magic and Magica getting her magic back.
I know, which is kind of stupid that I still kind of view it as a character flesh out episode. I feel like Executive kind of sums it up. It's like it wasn't as good as Phantom of the Sorceress, but still a good episode. And Phantom of the Sorceress was good, but it still wasn't like great. I mean, I feel like it was kind of clawing at greatness. There were some things it did really well, but I just overall it did kind of just feel like, hey, okay, let's
Basically, it served three things: introduce Phantom Blood, give Magica her magic back, and give Lena new powers. Basically,
right. Which those are three big plot things to be sure, and it's definitely more important than hey, Penumbra's having trouble sticking it, fitting in.
So where in the backyard does Penumbra live?
I don't know.
Like in the hangar, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. On the garage, maybe?
Yeah. I just think that Penumbra's whole character is just like, oh, she doesn't fit in. She's got some hard edges that need ironing out. And so it's like when you have an episode like this, it's like, okay, this is like a very predictable premise for an episode. And again, I hate to keep going back to the Steven Universe but it really does feel like a Steven Universe towny episode, and I don't say that in a particularly flattering way either.
Because Penumbra was like Peridot, that's why?
Yeah, Penumbra, I mean, just, Penumbra definitely feels a lot like Peridot, but I'm just saying the structure of the episode, just in general, Peridot isn't the only one who got these kind of episodes, and, basically all the Beach City residents in Steven Universe got these kind of episodes from time to time, where it's just like, hey, let's zero in on Ronaldo's character flaws, and Lord knows those were just the worst. But
I don't even watch the show, but I know the horror stories of Ronaldo.
Oh boy! Oh, don't get me started on Ronaldo. So that's my thing. This episode just feels like a towny episode of Steven Universe, for better or for worse. Some people really love the towny episodes of Steven Universe. Some people think that the whole show would be better off without them. So, you just kind of have to, it's just kind of subjective based on how you feel about those kind of episodes, I think. Let's see. Executive is speculating that Penumbra is hanging out at the plane hangar, which I can see. All right.
Anyone notice how, like, during that final shot where you see the moon in the sky, like, Linares' ship is still orbiting?
I did notice that, yeah.
He's still stuck up there. I wonder if he'll ever
catch it till rewatch, but yeah. Also, did you guys catch who voiced Timmy Jenkins?
Ben Schwartz?
No.
Yeah. Ben Schwartz.
God.
He's like, congratulations, you played yourself.
What if Timmy Jenkins is a member of Fowl?
The Timmy Jenkins subplot is very amusing because I feel like it's, like I said, the Timmy Jenkins subplot like hits the subsect of like theme park nerds who actually want to get evacuated off of rides, which Jacob and Claude, I don't know if that accounts for you two, but Monkey and I, oh yeah, big time.
Like, I don't want to be stuck on the top of Windseeker for 4 hours in the heat, but yeah, evac off of Pinocchio, that's totally fine.
Let's say Disney rides in general, and not like California Screaming. You know what I mean?
Depends on where in Screaming, I guess. Well, definitely not from the pal around. wheel.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, where in Screaming would you actually want to get evacuated from?
Oh.
I guess as long as the ride had AC, I'd be fine.
Maybe in the main lift hill, so that you could smell all the cookie smells.
But that's a high point of the ride, so
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Right.
So just how often do you think people had to get evac from Heimlich's QQ train?
Oh God. That must have been the easiest evac of all time. I think the struggle with that evac would probably just be to tell people to stay in the cars. Just like there's actually a danger here if you get out of the cars, people.
It seems that all this eating has paralyzed me.
Oh God. All right, final thoughts, guys. I think we're pretty much getting towards the end here, right?
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much summed up all like the notable aspects of this episode.
Yeah, Claude. Go ahead, Claude. Boy.
I think Penumbra came out like a week, I think, according to one of the letters for this episode.
Okay, say that one more time. Say that one more time, Claude. I missed you.
He said something according to one of the writers.
Okay.
I heard
him say something about Penumbra, but I missed what it was. So my bad, Claude.
I think I realized it. According to storyboard director Sang King and all his implication, Penumbra is actually a lesbian.
Oh, okay. Honestly, I pretty much got that through subtext already with her relationship with Della, but nice to have some confirmation there.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I love how Penumbra just calls everyone just different variations on Della.
Right. Small Dellas.
Blue Della.
Well, I mean, to be fair, she was the first introduction to the species.
Probably green,
so it only makes sense that she would kind of associate the rest of them with Della.
Yeah.
Heck, actually, didn't she even call Donald like Della's brother?
I think she did, yeah, or something to that extent. Della's sibling.
Scottish Della. Scottish
Della. Yeah. Oh God.
Old British Della, if we're suggesting them.
All right.
Ghost Butler Della. Ghost Butler Della.
Oh yeah.
Well, technically, Duckworth isn't an actual duck, so she probably wouldn't associate him with Della.
Right.
Dog Della.
Right.
Lucky Della, then, for Gladstone.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think we pretty much hit the final thoughts here. Claude, you want to go first on your final thoughts?
Yeah, sure. This episode was pretty decent, not as good as the last episode, Phantom and the Sorceress, but can't wait to see more though.
All right, Monkey.
Pretty much what I've said already, and not bad, not a favorite. I kind of thought the message could have been delivered a little stronger, and now I just want to go on Heimlich's choo-choo train again. Can't blame that one on the thing.
All right, Jacob.
I mean, I'm trying not to repeat what too many people are saying. It's like decent episode, nowhere near not mind blowing, but has a few decent moments in it. So it's not entirely a disposable episode.
Yeah, it's it's unfortunate because I really do think it's a fun episode. I just think that by its very nature, by what it's trying to do, it is very much a filler episode, and I do hope that we get into some more plot very soon. I mean, I gotta say, guys, I'm jonesing for a Scrooge-centric episode here.
Yeah.
I think we get one soon, based on one of the plots. So
cool. Hopefully.
Cool.
All right, so big thanks to Claude Kiringa for joining us. Claude, I hope you didn't get too lost in the shuffle. I know that we can kind of talk over each other in this podcast, so I hope you got your points out as much as you wanted to.
Yeah, I think I did.
All right, cool.
Good.
I apologize if you felt a little lost. I know we can be a little bit intimidating.
We're a rowdy crowd.
And let's see. Big thanks to Executive in the comments. And yeah, that's about it. We will see you next week to recap the Halloween episode. And in the meantime, woohoo!
Woohoo!
I need to see Penumbra riding Heimlich's choo-choo train now. I need that video.
God to God!